Vivek Kumar Dewangan, who is the chairman and managing director of REC, joins us right now on the show to talk about how he sees the outlook for the next few quarters and years, and not just really right now. Mr. Dewangan, namaskar, and wishing you a very happy Holi. Thank you for joining in, sir.
Thank you so much, and happy only to you all.
Thank you so much. At the outset, can I start off with the big macro, and then we'll get on to the brass tacks as well. People who are constructive on what you and related power financiers could do over the course of the next few quarters and years seem to believe that the template over the next few years is going to be different from the previous few. In that, one, you will disburse loans in the same fashion or better that you were, but the under recoveries and the NPAs, whichever way you classify, effectively the recoveries will be a lot better, almost near perfect relative to what's happened in the past, and therefore the question marks around that aspect are now a thing of the past. Would you concur, sir? Are you constructive on that aspect of your business over the course of the next 5 to 7 years in this power up cycle?
Yes, thank you for asking very pertinent question. Let me first take the disbursement figure. At the end of Q3 of the current financial year, our disbursement had grown by 19%, and we hope to maintain this disbursement growth by 19% as we will be closing this year. And our asset under management, although we had targeted that it will be doubled to about 10 lakh crore by the end of 2030, and the kind of growth that is happening, around 14 to 15% that has been happening, we might reach this asset under management target of 10 lakh crore before 2030, maybe 2028, 29 itself will be able to achieve that asset under management. Now, coming to the loan profile, right now our 89-88% loan is to the state utilities and about 11-12% is to the private sector. As our loan book in renewable energy sector is bound to grow to about 3 lakh crore, that will be about 30% of our asset under management. The loan to private sector will increase from 12% to about 30% by the year 2029-30, and the exposure to state utilities will come down from 88-89% to about 70%. And there are two more significant features actually, which is going to the sustained growth in our loan book and the asset quality of the loans that we have given. One is this definitely the energy transition which is happening in the country, and we are going to play a very significant role. And as in renewable energy, we are covering the entire gamut of the value chain. We are covering not only solar, wind, hybrid solar, wind, but also storage solution like battery energy storage, pump storage hydro projects, then large hydro projects. We are also covering solar module manufacturing, wind turbine manufacturing. We are also covering electric mobility and associated charging infrastructure, green hydrogen, green ammonia. You name of anything possible in terms of green loan book, we are all covering all these projects, and we have huge pipeline of projects. And we are quite sure that since the turnaround time is very fast in renewable energy projects, the project gets complete over a period of 2 to 3 years.
Right.
There is another angle that coal-based capacity. The country will still require that base load will come from the coal-based capacity. Another 80 to 94 gigawatt capacity will be added. Sure. That will also add to our loan book.
No, sir. So I don't think the loan book or the quantum of disbursements or the AUM was ever under question. As you said, you might do it earlier, and the street also believes that. The question only is about whether this will all be done in a near perfect, profitable and recovery scenario, because the past has been checkered. But bulls are saying that this time around it will be different. Now, could you give some color? Could you give some numbers to that? Recoveries, for lack of a better word, NPAs. Can you give some color there?
Yeah, we have been getting very good recoveries from the operating assets which were stressed, like KSK Mahanadi, where our recovery has been more than 100%. Sinnar power plant in Nasik, Hiranmaye project, we are expecting a good recovery, and most of these operational assets are likely to be resolved in next 2 to 3 quarters, and we are expecting a recovery of about 2,000-3,000 crore, and we are quite confident that our credit cost will normalize around for 50 to 60 BPS. We calculate provisioning, that is expected credit loss under Ind AS norms, which is a factor of probability of default and loss given default of each asset. And the profitability is a result of multiple factors apart from the credit cost. The focus remains on the raising the income together with rationalization of cost of borrowing. We expect that we shall be able to maintain healthy profitability even with normalized credit cost. And with regard to our margin, actually, at the end of Q3, our net interest margin was to the range of about 3.64%. We expect that we'll be able to maintain NIM from 3.5% to about 3.75% going forward. And NIMs are a result of cost of borrowings and yield on loans. We are expecting rate cuts both domestically and internationally, which can help us in bringing the cost down.
So, Mr. Dewangan, good morning. Tamanna here. Just on that last point you made, a rate cut now is getting penciled in. We've seen that CPI data, the range for next policy is going from 25 to 35 basis point, maybe 100 basis point through the next 3 or 4 policies or quarters. What does that mean for you in terms of comfort in margins? And how will that really help? If you can elaborate on that point.
Yeah, the cost of credit when it comes down, we expect that more disbursement will happen, and we pass on the benefit of rate cuts to our borrowers, and we'll be able to maintain the margins, the healthy margin that I told, that we'll be able to hold on to our net interest margin from 3.5% to 3.75%.
Look for this quarter also holding on to that kind of a margin figure?
Yes, it is definitely going to be more than 3.65%.
Okay, so that's important. 3.65% at the very least for Q4. I just wanted to ask you about the whole nuclear opportunity as well, Mr. Dewangan. This is something that the company has talked about. It's still nascent, right, in India? Or is there some exposure to the space right now? How much could it grow? Can you give us some color there?
As you are aware that Honorable Finance Minister during her budget speech, she had announced that India is targeting to install about 100 gigawatt from nuclear power by the year 2047. In next 22 years, about 1 lakh megawatt power will come from nuclear power. And the cost per megawatt for nuclear power as of today is about 13 to 14 crore per megawatt. So it will entail total investment about 13 to 14 lakh crore over the next 22 years. But you're right that it will take some time to pick up. Actually, the small modular reactors are being propagated and the regulatory systems are being worked out. Ministry of Power, in consultation with Department of Energy, Atomic Energy, is working out the roadmap. And we hope that by the year 2030, we'll be able to finance nuclear project worth about 50,000 crore to start with, but gradually in the 30s, 2030 to 40, this nuclear power loan book will increase substantially.
So is it fair to say that the whole nuclear impact or nuclear power financing impact for the company starts kicking in only another 5 years from now, not something that should be looked at for the next 5 years from an investor perspective?
No, it will kick on from this current financial, next financial 2025-26 itself, because sanction will start happening from 26 onward. But gradually it will pick up. That's why I am targeting that loan book from nuclear power to the tune of 50,000 crore by the end of 2030.
Okay. So what's that figure? What's that loan book figure, say, for the next financial year?
Next financial
year? Ballpark, if you can give us.
At the end of Q3, our loan book was 5,65,000 crore.
No, for nuclear, sir. For nuclear specifically.
Okay, nuclear specifically, sanction will happen next year. Disbursement may take some time. Sanction definitely will happen around to the tune of about 15,000 crore next year. And every year about 15 to 20,000 sanction will keep happening. But disbursement will pick up from FY 26-27 onward only. And by the end of 2030, gradually our loan book from nuclear will increase to about 50,000 crore.
Mr. Dewangan, can I just come back to the one key point that you mentioned, which was the recoveries. Now, the belief is that recoveries will taper off post FY26. I heard you, or maybe I understood your answer differently. Are you saying the same? Will recoveries taper off post FY26?
Yes, most of our stress assets are getting resolved in this calendar year itself.
Okay.
So recoveries will definitely come down. It is tapering. That is perfectly all right. But what is happening is that we are focusing on good asset quality. Whatever financing we are doing, we are stressing on the asset quality. No further NPA would be added into our kitty, and the volume is definitely bound to increase. And the health of the utilities, state utilities are improving, that would add value to our loan book.
I get your point, sir. So I have one last question, sir, and which is this, that is there an average figure, a ratio that you can share with us right now that you believe would be indicative of the kind of asset quality that REC will have on an average over the next 5 years? So it could be different for different years, I can understand that. But an average, one ratio which kind of gives a color of the kind of asset quality that you will enjoy over the course of the next 5 years.
We are targeting that once this ongoing resolution process gets over in the current calendar year, our focus is that no new NPAs to be added into our kitty. So we do hope that there will be no further addition in the NPA, and this will sustain, because like renewable energy projects, we are financing only those projects where we have PPAs in place. Disbursement starts happening only after PPAs are signed. Similarly, other projects, coal-based power plant also, when PPAs are in place, then only disbursement will happen. Similarly, for nuclear power plant, the disbursement will start happening when the PPAs are in place.
Got it. Okay. So no new NPAs, and that will be a telling statistic of what the asset quality looks like post, let's say, FY27. I'm giving you 1 quarter leeway. You said calendar year 25. So I'm saying post FY26, we'll hardly see any NPA or new NPA coming into the books of REC. Would that be a fair assessment, sir?
Yes. We are targeting zero net NPA actually.
Yeah, zero net, exactly. That's what I meant. Okay. And therefore, just one more question added to this. You mentioned that recoveries may taper, but your NPAs will be next to negligible or will not be there, net NPAs that is. So therefore, on a YOY basis, because of the falling trajectory of the recoveries, could there be a temporary impact on let's say, the reported profit after tax number, or do you believe it will even out?
No, actually, the kind of sanctions we had done last year and the current financial year, both year we have crossed sanction of more than 3 lakh crore actually. So what is going to happen is that disbursement will increase substantially from these capex projects which are coming up both in renewable segment and coal-based capacity. The volume of disbursement and the volume growth in our loan book will take care of our profitability factor.
So therefore, you were saying that the higher disbursements in FY26 will take care of any kind of fallout on the bottom line because of the lower recoveries. Is that be a fair assessment, sir?
Yes, you are absolutely right.
Okay. My last question, sorry, is that could you want to put a number to this substantially higher disbursement number for FY26 that you spoke about, sir?
Yeah. We are in the current financial year, we are targeting disbursement to increase by 19%.
Okay, that you mentioned.
Next year also, the disbursement will increase to the tune of 19 to 20%.
19 to 20%. Okay. Well, wishing you all the best for this and more, Mr. Dewangan. Thank you so much for joining in, and have a great day ahead.